Yeah, we're uploading on a Sunday. We have a new schedule. We have a new plan. I'll tell you about it. Welcome to an Instagram Q&A. My name's Mare. Welcome back to the Mareathon. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Isn't that so true? My goodness. I'd love it if you laced up and subscribed to my channel today. We just hit 6,000 subscribers. So thank you so much if you're already a subscriber. If you're not, a kind of not so fun fact is that 40% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you could take 5 seconds to click that little subscription link down below, be a marathoner. It doesn't mean anything to you except I'll show up in your subscription feed. If you click the bell notification, then you'll get a notification when I post, but you don't have to. I mean, I'd love it if you did. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at redheadmare. There's always a link down below for the Marathoner Facebook group, and Instagram is where I took today's questions from. I asked you about a week ago on Instagram if you wanted to do a Q&A, and you said yes, and I got a ton of questions. So we're gonna get into those today. We do have a new uploading schedule. So I am very close to being able to announce 1, 2, 3 really exciting projects. And because of all of the work that is going into said projects, they're going to be very worth it, but it's a lot more of my time. So instead of just posting sporadically when I can and not like having any sort of schedule for you, I've decided to start posting 3 times a week, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So those are gonna be the upload days. Sometimes something comes to me and I wanna just randomly post, so you'll see that in your feed, especially if you're subscribed. But you can now expect videos from me Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And that also works well because Mondays, once a month, and maybe starting more often, we do Facebook Lives in the Marathoner Facebook group. So yeah, hope you're excited about that. I usually don't post on a Sunday, and here we are. It's exciting. So we're gonna get into the Q&A. So many questions, so many questions. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Jennifer Ashley 2 asked me what my favorite movie is. I don't know. Like growing up, it was The Little Mermaid. I really like You've Got Mail, Shawshank Redemption, Hidden Figures was a recent favorite of mine. I like the Gaga documentary. The Todrick Hall documentary is really good. I'm not really a huge movie gal, to be honest. I watch a lot of TV shows and YouTube. The most recent movie I watched was Ocean's 8, and although it was good, I slept through like the last quarter of it. So maybe that tells you about my like time to ingest media. What's your favorite movie? Comment below. Maybe I'll start a little list and get into it. The Real D Wolf asked, how do you manage living far from family? I am moving 2 provinces away from mine. And then she put the little broken heart emoji. I'm sorry about that. For me, my sister lives about a 2-day drive away. My brother lives almost entirely across the continent, as he lives in Philadelphia, and for 5 months of the year my mom lives in Arizona. Both of my aunts live on Vancouver Island, which is a full day of travel. So yeah, a lot of family not near me. For me, honestly, I just create a family here. So I have super close friends, you know, you've met a lot of them, like you've seen Leanne. She and I have been friends since high school. Her parents basically adopted me. And I have a team of women who help me with Thomas. I have just a good group here. So I would say when you move, reach out and get involved in your community, find like-minded people, make friends, don't isolate yourself, and know that obviously they're not gonna replace your family, but you need physical in-person support where you are for sure. And then, you know, just rely on, like, we have a group chat on our phones that we all like message pictures to one another. I find the pictures are really nice and just the text messages are really nice. No one really talks on the phone anymore, but we text a lot. My mom and I Skype once a week. And I like to send photos of Thomas, especially because he's the one that's like growing and changing. So that would be my advice. And also, it's been my experience that sometimes you have to be the one to make the initiative. And if you want to be the one who's in touch, don't wait for people to message you. Be the one who's texting. And if you're always the one who's initiating, who cares? At least you're talking to them. So I hope that helps. Ashb.g asked, I'm curious to know how you would go about rekindling a friendship. I would say just start. Just reach out, send a text message, start it out super cash, check in, see how they're doing. If they are local, maybe see if they want to grab a coffee and go for a walk, or like a drive. I find that that's a little bit easier rather than being like face to face if you haven't seen them in a while. And just be super honest. Be like, hey, I miss you. Like, I'd love it if you were back in my life. Everyone's busy. So if it's just that, if there was a falling out, get ready to, you know, own your part of it and hope that they'll own theirs. And I would just be super open about it. Like, everyone loves having friends and maybe they're feeling the same way, or maybe they're feeling guilty that they haven't reached out to you, and they'll just be super happy that, again, you took the initiative. So do it and then let me know how it goes. Jenny Sato, 1998, guilty pleasure. Right now it's The Nanny on Amazon Prime. Chips of any kind. Black licorice. But I don't feel guilty about any of those things. Chips in bed, maybe that's my guilty pleasure. My friend Marina asked, what's given you the most joy, the most butterflies, the most life lately? Oh my gosh, honestly, well, there's two people right now. Thomas is so happy. In the last month, every note in his like agenda at school is like, Thomas is super happy, super happy. He's super happy at home. He's super happy at school. He's just happy right now. So that's been really nice. He's working super hard. He's progressing. I love his little missing teeth in the front. He and I are just like connecting really well. Like last night we were sitting on the couch and all he wanted to do was like have me wrapped around him, which, you know, warms my little heart. So Thomas for sure. And then working with my mentor slash business coach, Kara Alwill-Leba, my God, like so much, like affirming what I'm doing, giving me advice on where to go and like homework and being accountable. And she's like giving me so much feedback and just really, it's been so affirming and so motivating, and I get so excited when I get to talk to her. I'm sad that this is already our last week together. But yeah, that's just been so amazing. It's given me focus and clarity and progress, so that's been wonderful too. My Heavenly Days asked, do you believe in forgiveness? Yeah, I believe in forgiveness. Absolutely. Life is way too short to be carrying around crap. Like, we've talked about this a lot in the Mareathon Facebook group. Forgiveness. I think there's a difference between forgiving someone and condoning what they do, depending on the situation. But I think it's really important to forgive because you don't want to be carrying around that negativity. It creates toxicity in your body. It can lead to like disease and unrest and unwell. It festers into other relationships in your life. I'm fully a huge believer in letting go. Easier said than done, of course, but day by day we try for sure. I am Robin K asked, how long do the eyebrows last before you have to dye them again? I get my brows waxed and tinted at Home Spa by Tanya, and I definitely go longer. The tint probably lasts, I don't know, anyway from like maybe 4 to 6 weeks, but the waxing lasts longer, so I'll just start to fill them in a little bit before I go back and see her. Plus, if you saw my before and after picture, you know that I go a lot longer than I should. But my eyebrows are pretty much blonde, so they need all the help they can get. Juby32 asks, what have you done better to listen to your inner voice? Meditate. Honestly, get quiet, turn off your socials, turn off the TV, take time away from people. Like, you need to listen to that inner voice, whether it's going for a walk and listening to your inner voice. Maybe it helps you to listen to music, but for me, it's meditating 1000%, and it's brain dumping and journaling, because the biggest, toughest decisions I find in my life, there can be a lot of like outside noise. And of course, people in your life want to protect you, and they want what's best for you, and they don't want to see you hurting anymore. But like when I was going through really, really, really life-altering, like I could vomit right now thinking about how hard it was with Jer, I needed to journal, and I wish I had started meditating. I didn't start meditating daily or sometimes twice daily until after his passing. I also got to a point where I was like, my friends don't want to hear me talk about this anymore. Like, I need to decide things. Or like when I decided to leave Sun FM, 100% it was because I brain dumped and journaled. Like, I have full notebooks that I wrote in the whole like front to back 2 months. So that's my big advice: meditate and brain dump and journal. Not saying that like obviously you don't, like obviously you want to be like bouncing stuff off the close people in your life, but it just gets to a point where you don't want to, like, you need to listen to your inner voice or wherever you see it. Sarah J. Longsmith asked, how are you? I'm really good. I'm in a really good place. I am in a really uncomfortable place. My word of the year is courage, and I've been using that a lot. It makes me very uncomfortable, but I'm good. I can't believe it's already March. Looking forward to March break. Michelle Obama in a couple of weeks with my aunt. And then I'm going to Victoria to do a keynote, and then taking my niece to Ariana Grande. I'm good. May, I'm coming to Alberta to do a marathon or mastermind. So lots of good things. This is funny. Carlin asked, have you ever considered a marathon or retreat? Yes. It is something that I have been marinating for about 2 or 3 years in my mind. So yes, I have. And it was a huge part of our last Marathoner Monday Facebook Live. So stay tuned. I don't think it's going to be 2019, to be honest, but you never know. Yeah, but I have a feeling we'll have one. Okay, Tiffany asked, changes in your home are looking great. Any more changes to come? Would you do a white kitchen? I don't think so. I think I'm good with the changes to my house until I move, honestly. I am thinking about moving next year. My mortgage is up for renewal, and yeah, I'm kind of starting to think that this space is... It's time to close the chapter on living here. I've lived here for 10 years in this home, and that's the longest I've ever lived anywhere. So that's what I'm starting to think, but I don't see any changes. I don't foresee any like painting or like DIY kind of stuff. I think I'm really happy with my home right now. It'll just be a matter of like purging. And the last question comes from medium_Nikki_D. I hope this isn't too personal. If it is, I apologize. How do you discipline? Totally not at all too personal. I think it's different because Thomas is autistic, and so how I discipline is probably different from someone who's raising a child that doesn't have special needs. I discipline by being consistent. And Thomas knows that what I say is what is going to happen. I'm very, like, if I ask him to do something and he doesn't do it, I follow through, even if I don't want to. I used to do a lot for him, like dress him, put his shoes on, like just do, because it was like time sensitive, like let's go, let's go. But in working with his new therapy team that we started with last year, they've really shown me that like I need to have more patience, and I need to get him to do more things, because that's the only way he'll learn to be more independent. So I am consistent. I was raised in a home where my parents never raised their voice, so I try to do the same. I am firm. Jeremy and I used to joke that I was mean mommy. I think I came up with that just because I felt like I don't want to have to discipline. I don't want to, but like, I don't feel like I'm here to be Thomas's friend. I'm here to be his mom. And this is the only way that, like, you know, things will get done or he'll learn or etc. So once in a while, he's definitely had time out. I'll take away his iPad. I take that away because that is something that is very successful in him understanding. So it's a bit different with T-Bone because I need to get him to understand things. So yeah, I discipline, yeah, I take stuff away or I wait it out. You know, if he's asking for a popsicle, which he's like been obsessed with since he's getting these teeth and he's getting his back molars, and he's like still has dinner, well, you're like, obviously you're not getting it. So a lot of first then with Thomas isn't necessarily a way in which to discipline, but that's a way in which we get him to do things and he understands. So like first dinner, then popsicle, or like first, like at school it'd be like first writing, then Mickey, or first, like there's always like like he has like a timeline on his desk at school, and often we'll do one at home where it's like you do these things and then you get your reward. So it's a lot of like reward based with him. Again, that's not necessarily disciplining him, but maybe that's a way in which we're teaching him discipline. Does that make sense? But like, yeah, if he gets a timeout, it's not often, but it's sometimes because I need one too. Yeah, I'll just take away his iPad. That's a big one, because that he really understands. And I just talk it out with him. And sometimes I'll raise my voice if it's like he needs to understand that this is danger, or he needs to understand like right away that this is not okay. But I save that and I try not to. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. I know I don't know if you have a child with special needs. Maybe you do, and maybe that's why you asked, or maybe you're just curious, but that is how I do it. So that's it for the Instagram Q&A. Follow me at Redhead Mare. Let me know if you want me to do another one of these. I do have a list on my desktop, on my laptop, of Ask Mare questions. So if you ever have one, feel free to leave me one. I got a bit of a backlog right now, but I'm gonna try and do, like, say a few vlogs during the week and then maybe a sit down as well. Mix it in, pepper it through, you know. And then, yeah, stay tuned for those really exciting projects. They're things that, like, you're gonna be like, yep, that sounds right. She needs to do that. And I'm really excited about it. So I hope that you have a good week. And heading into this week, I did a blog post this morning at marathoner.com about my mantra and how I found it and how it works for me. And I would really love it if you checked it out and then told me what your words would be too. Okay, that's it. Happy March. Also, another thing, as I say, that's it. Is it ever that's it? Never with me. I hope you're enjoying the Spring Cleanup Marathoner March calendar. That is in the Marathoner Facebook group. I sent out an email at the end of February. We're doing like another self-care calendar as we did in Advent. And if you don't have it yet and you're not in the Facebook group, you can join the Facebook group, or it's gonna be up on my website this week. And make sure you sign up for the newsletter, because that's how it got into everyone's inboxes last week. So yesterday's was get in touch with someone you've lost contact with. So it was funny that we had that question today. So I texted a couple of girlfriends I haven't talked to in a while, which was really exciting. One's pregnant and the other one I think we're gonna chat this week. And I knew she was pregnant. That wasn't like brand new information. And then today was meditate for 5 minutes, and I did 10 because that's what I normally do in the morning. So, okay, I thought this was gonna be a quickie. Obviously not. Is it ever? No, but thank you for watching. Lace up, subscribe, become a marathoner. Life's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I'll see you Tuesday. Bye. I said that with way too much excitement. I'll see you on Tuesday. Enjoy your day. Okay. Happy week, everybody. We'll get used to this new schedule.